Now labeled as the Wicked Witch, Elphaba goes full rogue, dodging the wizard's propaganda machine and accidentally creating half of Oz's future legends in the process. Look, when your spells are powered by anxiety and trauma, sometimes you turn your boyfriend into a scarecrow. It happens. Meanwhile, Galinda ascends to her sparkly throne of the Emerald City, but quickly realizes that ruling Oz is less good witch goodness and more PR cleanup for corrupt old men. As she uncovers the truth behind the wizard regime, Galinda is forced to choose between her crown and her conscience, and possibly her best friend. With new music, bigger magic, and enough emerald sparkle to cause temporary blindness, Wicked Part 2 weaves heartbreak, rebellion, and the world's most complicated female friendship into an origin story that finally collides with the Wizard of Oz. Directed by John M. Chu and starring Cynthia Evero as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Galinda, Wicked proves that sometimes the only way to do good is to be a little wicked. Welcome to the Burnt or Buttered podcast, where we discuss movies we see every week.
That's right. I'm Toast.
And I'm Stetson, and this week we are talking about Wicked
for Good.
And, yeah, what a title, huh?
Woo!
I think you could go deeper, because not only is it for good in the way that we have about 1,000 songs talking about good in this movie.
And Wicked.
But it's supposed to be the finale, the ending. Wicked for good, consequences, all baked into one.
Makes it sound so serious. This time, there's consequences.
Well, imagine if you were just a guy trying to get out of a city and some woman fell in love with you that you didn't love back, and all you wanted to do was go and travel and see another woman that you were in love with. But because you can't, you get turned into a tin man.
Oh, that's
Talk
tough.
about consequences.
Oh,
all right.
There were some serious consequences.
Now, imagine that you just love somebody and you've declared your love for this person multiple times. You've risked your life. You've betrayed your country. You've done everything else. And then, because of that love, you get turned into a scarecrow forever, full of hay. Talk about consequences.
And sometimes you're a lion, and a witch scares you
When you're a baby cub.
and takes you away from your cage that you thought was your home. But
And
it was
so
it was a trap.
It was a trap. And she was just trying to free you. She was actually trying to help you this entire time. And then you become
That's all she ever did. She always just tried to help, and it always backfired.
Yeah. She knew that the only way to do good is to
Get a little wicked.
be wicked. Yeah. What a moment. I mean, in the film itself, where I can't remember what song it is, when she just decides, like, okay, no longer good. I'm going full wicked.
Yeah.
I never
What a
saw the
moment.
play. Did you see the play?
I've never seen the play. Obviously, I've seen The Wizard of Oz.
Mhm.
There are a lot of books written about The Wizard of Oz as well. I've read one, so I'm familiar. You know, I'm a little familiar.
I saw The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. I think that makes me more than qualified.
Okay, sure, yeah. I mean, we are just two middle-aged white dudes.
You're telling me you don't have an intensive theater background?
I would not say intensive. No, I have been the face of a company before.
Let's just say I've done a little improv in my life.
I've been inside of theaters before.
Let's just say I saw a play in high school one time.
But yeah, obviously we are not people who are qualified to speak on musicals, but
No.
we are people who like movies. We like seeing movies, and we like talking about them and critiquing them. And so that's all we're doing here. We're just giving our opinions. And with that, let's get into the meat of this thing.
Yeah.
First thing I want to talk about, the set design. I actually really liked the set design in this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's super immersive. It felt like a world to itself for sure. It didn't feel like an Avatar where we're just kind of out there in the middle of nowhere and everything kind of looks fake.
Yeah.
You know? Everything felt like it was physical. It felt like we were in Oz. You know? And yeah, I think that I read somewhere that the Oz, like actual like Jeff Goldblum's set as Oz was like actually built out.
Yeah, they built out that whole set for him with practical effects rather than using green screens or things like that, because they wanted it to feel, like you said, more immersive, more real. They wanted you to show this, or to see and feel the scale of kind of the fraud that is the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know? And I think they achieved that. I think it was cool.
Yeah. I did appreciate the backstory of Wicked in itself and just being able to see deeper into Oz and who Oz is. And because in the Wizard of Oz, you just see him as, you know, the Wizard of Oz, and then he's exposed as a fraud. But you don't really understand like why. What's the reason why he wants to be Oz? You know, other than kind of being worshipped as a deity in this world. And he's human too. That's what's interesting about this whole world, is that there's Oz, there's like the world of Oz, and then there's the Earth, and somehow some people get put into Oz, and the wizard is one of those guys, right?
Yeah, the one book that I read about the Wizard of Oz kind of went over that. It's actually it kind of goes over the same period as Wicked, but I wish that I remembered the name of, or the title of the book that I read when I was 14, you know. But it's kind of going over the same period where, actually, no, this one was after. Forget what I'm saying. Anyway, I read two, I guess.
I read a short story once.
But in one of them that I read, they do kind of talk about the origin of the Wizard of Oz, and it seems like the only way to get into Oz from Earth is to have some sort of like some trauma like happen, you know. So like
and
initially,
Oz's trauma is just he's an alcoholic.
well, he was in a hot air balloon and got pulled in, you know. But I think that in the books, it's almost kind of theorized as like it's a trauma response, like a brain trauma response.
Yeah,
it's kind of
like
like
all in your mind.
Yeah,
because that's the idea with like the Wizard of Oz. She got knocked out during the tornado, and she wakes up and everyone's there. But yeah, that was an interesting kind of poll of really kind of seeing the human side of Oz and just how bad of a guy he is. You know, like even when he finds out that Elphaba is his daughter, he kind of cares, but he also kind of doesn't. And how do you not figure that out quicker? I mean, how do you not figure that out a little bit faster?
Remind me, there's only one green person in the entire Oz, right?
Yeah.
And we're not looking into this at all.
Well, and just timing wise, you're like, well, I did have a little soiree,
like,
you know.
As soon as you're the Wizard of Oz and you see Elphaba and you're like, oh, she's green. Where'd she come from? Oh, it's that woman that I had a thing with.
That we were drinking this drink that's green. That's why she turns green, is because of the drink.
I don't know what that drink is. Should have looked that up.
It's like an absinthe. Like
it's just alcohol.
Well, that's what it is. He's constantly drinking it.
Well, I guess, yeah, I thought that it was some sort of, I don't know.
Like magic creator?
I thought it was supposed to be something like that, but maybe it's just it creates magic in your mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just alcohol.
Oh.
Because they they're partying in the first one, and they're both drinking it, and then she has Elphaba.
That's a good catch. I didn't catch that he's like constantly drinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, all the way up to the end, he's just constantly pulling out his freaking little bottles.
Yeah, and I saw that he like needed it, but I almost thought that there was like that it had some healing sort of mechanism in it or something.
Like, keeps him in Oz.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think alcohol. I thought something much more magical.
This guy's drinking a medley of magic mushrooms or something.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was like in Frankenstein where the guy's drinking
Milk.
No, the guy who had syphilis.
Oh, mercury.
Yeah, I thought it was like that.
Back to the story. I did think that this one was more watchable than the first one, in my opinion. I thought that the story was a little bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like there was a little bit more dynamic, and maybe that was just because we're building characters in the first one.
Yeah.
You know, like Horizon Part 1 felt like that. We haven't seen Part 2 yet, so who knows? Is that movie even coming out?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe the first one, you probably would have enjoyed it more if you knew the whole play altogether, and you knew that there was like all this other stuff that's going to happen in Part 2. What was interesting with this film too is like when it came out, there's like a cult following around it. I mean, people are dressing up as witches.
It's not cult. This is mainstream, man. It is. This is mainstream.
I guess
there's
so.
probably going to be some Oscars handed out, I bet.
You think so? I don't know if you've seen Hamlet yet, but
Hamnet.
It's the same thing.
Well, one's a play, one's a book.
Well, so we'll talk about
We'll
it.
talk
We'll
about it.
We'll talk about it when
Yeah.
we review him.
Listen, we'll talk about it.
But yeah, I thought that one thing that I didn't really understand was the Scarecrow in this story, because the Scarecrow is so integral to the Wizard of Oz and Dorothy's story.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see the Scarecrow kind of anywhere inside of this story with Dorothy and her attempt to kill Elphaba. You see the Tin Man that obviously has a huge reason to kill her. Super mad about his current circumstance. And then you have the lion, same story.
Yeah.
But the Scarecrow is just a boyfriend that loved her, that, you know, she saved his life by turning him into a scarecrow. And we don't really see him traveling with the group at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one thing that I thought was like a little bit disconnected from the original Wizard of Oz. You know, like if we're telling the same story, it's happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of have to figure out why the Scarecrow is with them.
Yeah, so I think that some of that is essentially what Wicked is saying is we're the true history and the Wizard of Oz is propaganda, right? Which they also had a bunch of propaganda throughout the whole movie, posters, like a bunch of stuff, you know? But essentially that's what Wicked is saying is the Wizard of Oz is propaganda. And so obviously since he got turned into a scarecrow, he would have a bone to pick with her too. Because they're not looking at her as something that somebody could love.
Yeah.
You know?
That it's just evil what she did to like these people.
Yeah.
And so the good is overcoming the evil.
And he saved her life, or she saved his life by turning him into a scarecrow. So he's okay with it, I guess.
Yeah. Because he loves her so much.
Sometimes love is all you need.
But the Scarecrow doesn't have a brain, right? In the original, and they kind of alluded to that in a couple scenes where there's like, "Where's your brain?" I can't remember the name of the guy, the Scarecrow. Fiero, like, "Where's your brain? What are you doing?" And like, but it seemed like he had a brain the whole time.
Yeah,
it seemed like it was there.
So again, that's a thing where Wicked is saying the Wizard of Oz is propaganda. So at some point, I think both in The Wizard of Oz and in Wicked, the wizard says, I didn't give them anything they didn't already have, you
Mm.
know? So he never gave them a brain. But what did he give them in the movie? He gave them like a certificate. Here's a brain, you know?
Yeah.
Like he never actually gave them anything. So,
Yeah.
the wizard sucks. If it
Wiz-
weren't Jeff Goldblum, he would have been canceled way quicker.
I did like understanding the Munchkins and how they have so much animosity towards, like, the reason why they were celebrating that the witch was dead.
Yeah.
You know, that like she was putting rules and laws and regulations on top of them that weren't applied to any other people. And so that did help me kind of really understand, like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense that there would be a celebration for these people, just specifically these people. I did think that the roads to Oz were highlighted really well in this one, where it's just like every single path you could ever decide all leads to one place.
Yeah.
But then it made me question, like, are there other cities in Oz?
Well, I mean, there's like Munchkin Town. I don't know if there's necessarily other cities from my knowledge of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I read a book, possibly 2 books, when I was like 14. So from my understanding, the Emerald City is amazing because it is a city. You know,
Yeah.
there are other towns, other hamlets, you know, throughout the countryside, but there's only one city as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. No, it was good. As far as everything looked really, really good as well.
Mhm.
The colors were really interesting. The difference between the colors of Galinda and the good and the
Mhm.
colors of Elphaba, the bad, and like how they contrasted each other was an interesting take and interesting in the direction and filmmaking side of the movie. Yeah. What do you have much more that you want to kind of dive into with this one?
I mean, we haven't really talked about performances at all.
Mm.
I thought that Ariana Grande's performance in this was much better than the first, honestly.
I got a problem with it though.
Sure. Yeah.
My problem is that like she has not stopped being that character.
Sure.
Like it's you watch Wicked Part 2,
Yeah.
and then you watch Ariana Grande as her being herself,
Uh-huh.
and it's the exact same character. It's like
Perfect character for it.
when are we gonna decide that we're not Glinda the Good?
I guess maybe when she meets somebody a little bit wicked.
That's kind of my only thing is like as I was watching it, I couldn't really take the contrast between like seeing Ariana Grande on the red carpet and Glinda on the screen and not like
Differentiate.
differentiating
like
there too. Yeah. So it kind of brought me out of the movie in a little bit where we're just like, oh, this character isn't really a character. It's just kind of more persona now.
Yeah. I could see that. For me, I don't think it took me out of it. I felt like I could understand what she was saying a lot better this time. In the first one, I had a difficult time understanding her specifically. But this one, clear as day, felt good. Cynthia Erivo did a great job. I mean, like you cannot say a negative thing about her vocals, you know, like phenomenal. And yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of depth to Elphaba. I think like way more depth to Elphaba than there is to Galinda, even though I think that they're supposed to be equally deep. I just feel like Elphaba really carried a lot more of the movie.
And so that's an interesting thing too, is I feel like I've heard that the play ends differently and that the character arcs for both of them are a little bit more fleshed out or like make more sense, I guess. I don't know if you felt this, but I did feel like the movie felt rushed.
I don't know if it felt rushed. I do feel like the ending felt a little bit weak for me, in the way that she just kind of pops out of the ground. She was hiding the whole time, and then they just go off into the desert together as Scarecrow and Witch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love it. Like, I would have liked them going somewhere else, I don't know, because there's not really much elsewhere to go in Oz. So now we know that there isn't any other cities. Well, that would accept a witch, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what's beyond Oz place,
It's just a snow globe. They're just walking in circles like over and over.
Possibly.
Probably. Flat Earth theory. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I felt like the beginning, probably the first half of it, I felt like was really strong. And the rest of it was very strong as well. But it started to feel more rushed as all of these things were being revealed, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and everything.
Do you think that it probably would have felt less rushed if they hadn't added the other songs that they added? Just kind of stuck to the original play?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's a musical, and they spend a lot of time on the musical portions. But then, yeah, the rest of it just felt kind of rushed to me. So maybe, I don't know. How long was this? 2.5?
It's a good over 2 hours for sure.
Yeah. I
don't think it was as long as the first one. The first one felt long.
The first one was pretty long. Yeah, it felt like they had to wrap everything up really fast for me. So,
yeah, I don't know if I felt it too much. I feel like I was ready for it to be over.
Yeah. We didn't get recliner seats for that one, so
no. Regal. What do you remodel your entire theater and you put people in these standard seats? Put some people from Zootopia in some standard seats. That's all I'm saying. Like make it broader. Every movie that we've seen lately has been in standard seats because it's not like the weekend blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy, Regal. You weren't this stingy a few months ago. I can tell you that right now.
Well, anyways, do we have anything else to say about this guy?
No, I think I'm ready to rate it.
Okay, hit it.
I'm going to rate this a 3.33.
Oh, wow.
Mostly just because I'm not like a Wicked fan, and I think it was better than the first one. I think it was good enough to watch. If one of my sisters or anybody that, one of my friends was like, hey, well, let's watch Wicked for good, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be excited.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. I thought it was pretty good. It's not really like the type of movie that I go for mostly. But that said, I did enjoy it. There were great performances, a lot of great aspects to it. Not much that I have, that would sway me to go lower. So other than it being not really my preference, not a whole lot that I can say, 3.5, pretty good.
Nice. Well, you wicked fiends out there, tell us how we're wrong and tell us how this is the greatest movie of all time and that you dressed up 4 times to see it in theaters.
I am anticipating a lot of backlash.
We want it.
Somebody does. Somebody does.
Bring it. I feel like I've had less backlash than you've had over this last year.
You got to be careful what you say. And I don't know if we were.
Well, let us know what you guys thought, and we will see you in the next one.